I was working at a bar one time and I heard her voice and I was like,
she did like to drink.
I was like, why is this three? And then I looked and she was on the TV. They took her like around the Indy 500 for like her 90th birthday or something. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Look at that.
She wanted to jump out of a.
This is wild to me. Like I've never had a nun. Like I've never had a nun.
Yo.
She wanted to jump out of an airplane and they told her that she couldn't because her knees wouldn't be able to take the landing.
Damn.
So that she just went around the Indy 500.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was
her second.
thing?
Yeah, that was a step down.
Okay. All right. Well, I respect it.
So y'all had the same Sister Rita at one time.
So I didn't go to Ritter. However, I'm familiar. So.
Damn. Ooh, I'm eating brunch with my people though. The homie Dyke just cooked up a feast and we bout to eat it, bro. Fucked around and has to mix the lobster with the poutine. Daddy is rolling blow dream. Them boys got down a routine. It's Naptown culture. Cooking 7 courses. Had to pass the torch and now I'm grabbing second portion. So sit back, relax, grab a drink and a smoke. It's Harder Brunch on the way and get prepared for the jokes. Whoa.
Whoa. Hey. Hi, and welcome to the Harder Brunch podcast. I'm your host, Dyke Michaels, and with me, as always, my co-host, Thaddeus J. McKee.
Slappy Pappy went wet. Let's go.
Woo!
On the ones and twos, the wheels of steel, not the sauce boss of Indianapolis, but Casey Campbell.
Hello, Mike.
Hey, thank you for sitting in today.
Yeah, it's nice to be in the hot seat.
Yeah, it's all right. I mean, you literally could not do a worse job than Zach.
Yeah.
Wow.
I've already upped the diversity ratio.
Oh, it's a very black show in here today.
We like it like that.
I was gonna say this one can say the N-word. So this producer,
Never stopped Zach before.
take notes, Zach.
Two very special guests with us in studio from the F.A.B. Fake Ass Book Club podcast. Moni and Kat, welcome to the program.
Hey, everybody. What's
Hello.
up?
Thank you for having us.
Hey, we're
guys.
very excited to have fellow podcasters in here.
We're excited to be here.
Yeah, we met you at a podcasting, I don't know, mixer? Is that what it was?
It was a mixer. Definitely
a little mixer. Did you learn anything?
I did. We met some really cool people. We learned that a lot of people are podcasting in Indianapolis. So that was enlightening.
A lot of different kinds of folks.
Different kinds.
A lot of different ideas.
Faces. This is nice.
Now, how many people did you have on after the mixer from the mixer?
No one.
It looks like we're the only ones that did our homework. Cheers.
No one. You guys get the gold star for that. We already kind of knew Chris before, so Chris Spangle was the one who hosted at that time, and so we went out and it was cool. But yeah, Kat was on his show. I feel like.
Yeah, we are libertarians.
But I didn't go.
Talking about abortions.
Yeah.
Now, do you
bummer.
Do you normally get invited like as a pair, or do you guys go out singly?
Well,
for promotion's sake.
So, Dyke, we try to as a pair, but scheduling is difficult, as you know.
Sure, yeah.
So a lot of times, just to be practical, it might be just one of us, but ideally, we like to represent the podcast as a duo.
It's true.
I like doing that, but I also sometimes like the divide and conquer. Sometimes like you go do this and I'll go do that.
Kind of like King.
Yeah, we're all Sad and I are kind of like King the Conqueror.
That's what I was gonna say. You took the words out of my mouth.
Hashtag Black Excellence.
Let's go. I appreciate. That's what I was gonna say. Like, it's really dope having a co-host, because you can do that. Because I can't make everything and she can't either. So it is kind of nice.
So real quick for our listeners, what is a fake ass book club? What's that all about?
I'm so happy you asked. I mean, basically, so our podcast is literally, to me, it's an act of self-care.
Okay.
If I'm being totally honest, I needed an outlet. I needed a creative outlet, and I needed to have time with my friend. I'm a mom. I work full time. I'm married. It's like, I need a hobby. Like, I need to get out the house. I need to do stuff. And so I tried to incorporate. I kind of feel like Harder Brunch really taps into the energy that I had when I was thinking about a podcast.
Sure.
Food, laughs, and just stuff you want to talk about. And so, like, that's what our podcast is. And a lot of it does revolve around books, because I like to read, but I don't get time to a lot.
Yeah.
So it forces me to do that. But also I get to have conversations with one of my faves.
You're the only, we've had lots of podcasters on here, but that's the first time someone has said the honest truth of how difficult it is to have friend time as an adult, you know, especially like
it's
being
so
grown. It's
hard.
like a lot of this has been like a honeycomb hideout for middle-aged people, you know?
Saying though, like it's the best kept secret, and I was like, how can I like get out the house where it's not like, so you're going where? You know what I mean? So I get to meet cool people. I get to have really good conversations, and like you say, as an adult, it is hard. Like I don't get it, and then it's like I'm not trying to club. I'm old. Like I'm not trying to do that.
Yeah.
It's tired. I'm drinking coffee now. It's the middle of the afternoon. I can barely stay awake. So. But it's a really cool way to meet new people. So, I mean, we met you guys, and I don't know, we've been having fun. Like, I just feel like I get to tap into some creative energy that I don't have in my boring, life. You know what I mean?
And
like, it's nice
it does
playtime.
force us to read books sometimes.
It does, that part.
We read,
Sometimes.
Well, we did like 52 episodes last year, and we read 28 books.
Yeah. So
That's
it's pretty
great.
good. So it's a fake book
Thank
club,
you for
so
saying that. We are
Thank
pretty
you.
great.
That's more than some people.
glad you noticed.
That's more than some people read an entire lifetime. So that's really
That
good.
is sad.
Well, there's reasons that I haven't done that.
No judgment, no judgment.
As
but
soon as you learn to read, you're gonna knock it out of the park.
I'm gonna kill it once I learn how to read.
you got this.
All right, hooked on phonics doesn't work for everybody.
And
Okay.
to be fair, we mostly do audiobooks.
Oh,
We
y'all
listen.
cheat. No, I'm just playing. That's not cheating.
Hell yeah.
That's fine.
Cheat
I
codes
like
are
that.
great.
And we're
life.
fine with cheating. We're not
Yeah.
ethical at all.
Now, do you have a pass for that, or
What do you mean? A pass for that? What do you mean?
like you just find the free books, or do you do the
So
auto?
sometimes, yeah, I'm okay. So,
So,
the
are you talking about
Libby app?
YouTube?
He's
Well, so
he's
there's like
looking
a
for a
library
Netflix
There's a
password.
library.
There's a library- yeah.
There's a library app called Libby. So
Yeah.
if you don't necessarily want to purchase the books, yes, you
Let 'em
can.
know.
You can download the Libby app if you guys have a library card. Go get
Legitimately.
your library cards.
Today I learned you can get library books on audio.
Yes.
You learned that today?
Listen,
I did not know
now
that before.
today.
That's what
See, that's why I'm
that's
here.
what we're here for.
Yeah.
That's what we're here for.
That's
I'm
special.
my whole thing is like I'm secretly trying to trick everybody into being nerds.
Okay.
But
That's true. That's not my goal at all.
With-
I do like nerds though.
Yeah.
yeah, you can get there's so much stuff. You can get comic books from the library.
Oh, I'm well aware.
Yeah.
You knew I do that.
My question is, are you a nerd?
Yes.
Question is,
She came in and
You don't see
spotted
the
the
glasses?
she spotted the TARDIS. She was like naming everything. She goes, "We got a TARDIS. We got some Mogwais in here."
right?
Okay.
All the stuff.
Okay, yeah.
You gotta keep a good nerd on your squad though. Nerds really,
I do
mean,
the
honestly, they
editing.
run the world and shit. That part, and I don't have the time. I would like to learn. Like I'm supposed to practice, edit stuff, but I just don't end up having the time. But
How
nerds
how
are
did
cool.
you guys meet? How did your friendship start?
Kat, I'm gonna make you say it. You're the
I-
nerd.
So it was 1993.
Picture this. Right. Picture this.
Somebody was breakdancing on some cardboard.
Right.
It's like picture it, Sicily, 19. No,
Right. Go
no,
girl.
Indiana. We met in school.
Yeah.
Like junior high.
Oh, nice. Where'd you guys
Christian
go?
school.
Christian school.
St. Michael's.
Well, no, let's be specific. We went to Catholic school. I was
Okay.
coming from a
Oh,
Christian
excuse
school.
me. See, nerds.
Protestants and Catholics. That's
Wait,
not
you went to
cool.
St. Michael's in 1993?
Yeah, 94.
What?
Did you go to Ritter?
I didn't. She did. This
That
one
was
over
high
here.
school. I didn't go to junior high for Ritter
Oh.
because Ritter does have at least at the time they had a junior high.
Yeah,
who do you know?
I went to Ritter for 2 years.
For real?
Yeah.
When?
We were in the 1900s, so I don't know.
Yeah,
You're-
I'm older than you.
1900s? Are you sure? Let's have a 1900s. What you mean?
Yeah.
Nobody's ever older than us. We're always the oldest
say, we're
bitches in the building.
Everyone.
No, I was probably
When'd you graduate?
I was probably 98.
I graduated in 97.
I was
98.
I was probably
So you had Sister Rita?
oh yeah.
Sister, my mom has.
Let me
sister
tell you
Rita.
what. I had to work off a scholarship to go to Ritter. So between 8th grade and freshman year, I was Sister Rita's bitch for a whole summer. I would have to go in and scrape gum off the bottom of desk. She would mix chemicals up in a bucket that would make me
you
want to
sniff
pass out. Yeah, she would chloroform me.
Right, basically.
That's
Yeah.
it's very
One time
Catholic
we were
brand.
taking a drop. They would take clothes to the St. Vincent de Paul to donate. And it was me and this other kid. We were both like, what, 13, 14. And we get there and the place had just been robbed. And Sister Rita goes in, it like comes back out. She's like, "Get in the car, kids. Get in the car." And like we get in the car, and she just starts whipping around the neighborhood, and like looking for the guy. I'm like, "Sister Rita, what do you
Wait.
think we're gonna do if we find this guy?"
You guys gonna get out here and
She's
fight
like,
club
all
these
right,
bitches.
Sister Rita
Okay,
was
that's
ready
what.
to die.
Oh yeah. She was like, "You don't steal from the poor kids. You don't. They would have given it to him. They would have helped you out if you would have just asked."
Oh,
Wait a
kids.
minute. So she was
kids.
gangster. Wow.
Yeah.
She really was. That's why you didn't fuck around because she was was ready to die.
She had that chart. Fuck around and find out.
You know that about certain people. You meet certain people where it's like, I don't want it with you because you're willing to die over this, and I'm not.
She's like, I'm going to heaven. So
she scared generations of people.
Yeah.
Like she would scare your parents, and then you, and then your kids.
Yeah.
Like, how old are you?
Did you go to her funeral?
that part.
I did not know. I didn't know until after the fact. I was working at a bar one time, and I heard her voice. And I was like,
she did like to drink.
I was like, why is this through? And then I looked, and she was on the TV. They took her like around the Indy 500 for like her 90th birthday or something. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Look at that.
She wanted to jump out of a.
This is wild to me. Like I've never had a nun. Like I've never had a nun.
Yo.
She wanted to jump out of an airplane, and they told her that she couldn't because her knees wouldn't be able to take the landing.
Damn.
So that she just went around the Indy 500.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was
her second.
Yeah, that was a step down.
Okay. All right. Well, I respect it.
So y'all had the same Sister Rita at one time.
So I didn't go to Ritter. However, I'm familiar. So
okay,
Yeah,
black,
yeah.
white.
oh,
The
she's
whitest,
another
the
lady.
whitest of
Yeah.
white.
Yeah.
The whitest of
Why
white.
is so white?
I know.
Would you have gone if you knew because you had to scrape gum off her shoes and stuff?
Oh, for sure.
I mean, I'll tell you what.
does.
Like when you have to work to go to private school. I don't know. I still left. I was thinking about it, I was like, you treated different. No, I didn't. It's not true at all. I didn't. I was a terrible kid.
Did she get kicked out?
Oh, wait, no, this is a whole different podcast. We don't have to get
I'm
into
about to
that
say
one.
we are. But basically we know each other from school, and so we've been together since the 1900s, and here we are.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then, have you guys just always been tight, or did you reconnect over the podcast?
I mean, kind of in a way, like we've connected. It's super dope that we're here on a Sunday and you guys do brunch. Like a lot of our friendship through our 20s and stuff was like at her grandma's house, who cooked every Sunday
Because of slavery.
because of slavery. Slavery is like the guest host on our show. So we love talking about
Slavery
that.
is the guest host.
Yeah, like it's like our third unspoken
Your third
host.
mic.
It's
That
real
can't be the name of the
festive, real
podcast.
festive over at the Fake Ass Book Club.
Yeah.
But no, her grandma would cook every Sunday, and like we would watch. I mean, TV and hang out and
Specifically,
stuff.
like VH1 reality
Yeah, it
shows,
was
like
like-
Flavor of Love.
Oh, nice.
That's how old we are. Yes,
Yeah.
that. So yeah, this is kind of like an ode to that. So like honestly, this podcast kind of taps into that because we did have a book club at one point, a real one,
A real one.
and we started off reading books. You know what I'm talking about? Reading actual
Yeah,
books.
it was
Getting
serious.
to it's for Kite Runner.
Bestsellers.
Okay, yeah, all the things, and then eventually,
Okay.
I'm
That
sorry.
no, that wasn't
That's not
her.
her.
That's not her.
That's
It was
Wow.
Sister Rita, and
I'm
it was
sorry.
Sister Rita Vukovic.
Yeah.
Is who you want. Sister Rita
Okay,
Vukovic.
you looking her up. Oh my god,
It's not that far
I'm
off.
like, who is this
though.
old
R.I.P. to her too, though.
You know.
Right, throw up the old crucifix for us.
R.I.P. to every dead nun.
She-
That's what I
it was-
say.
You know what was wild?
Wow.
I just want to
Real
do a full.
talk. Because her name was on the. There she
They're
goes.
top right. Yeah.
That's her.
Yeah, that's her right there.
That's her in her
What is she
racing.
wearing?
That's
That's what they're doing.
under the race.
She always wore that.
That's
Like,
very
we about to
different.
find those people.
That's very different from the habit I
Yeah.
was.
No, because we had to do spelling tests, and her name was on the spelling test.
Yeah.
Sister Rita Vukovic. Yeah, I'll never forget.
Said all those consonants. You know,
Yeah,
that's
Sister Rita
confusing.
Vukovic. There she goes.
Shut your face.
Okay.
No, she was a good teacher.
I mean, I've heard.
Did
that.
you
I've
did you
heard
watch? Did they have you watch Romeo and Juliet?
Yeah, with that nipple.
Yeah, with the.
Is it Areola?
Oh, there's nudity, and then also when they're getting it on, she stops it, she pauses it, and she'll
Y'all
be like,
like this? Is
she'll
that
say,
what you like?
"It's all right,
Show
kids.
me-
So
It's all right because they're married. They're married.
They're only 12, but
They're
it's
only
fine.
12, but they're
it's
married.
Fine. They're
And they're gonna
children.
kill each other later, so it's
Okay,
fine.
right? They're gonna drink poison.
Fine.
Is that what? Is that how
romantic.
she justifies everything what you watch on TV? They're
That's the
married.
life cycle of a Catholic wedding. It always ends in double murder.
Oh my god, yeah, man. You know
Yeah,
what?
she was.
Yeah.
She was. Yeah.
Well, so back to your question.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've kept in touch a lot of the time. There was a time where we weren't talking all the time, but not because anything happened per se.
Yeah,
but I
we
think
had kids.
that
Kids on kids on kids.
life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, it was nice to create like a space where we can like get together and connect. So like honestly, that's the main idea is like connecting with my friend, and then like all this other stuff is like a bonus.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I also think that there's something too where I found it because like I'm in my 40s, so like I feel
talk
like
about it.
I feel like sometimes you go through these long like pools of time, and then you get to start like a new chapter, right? So like everyone that freaks out about turning 30, like all my friends that are younger than the 20s, like, oh, I want to turn 30. I'm like, 30's great. 30 is I feel like the odometer flips over. I feel like every 10 years the odometer flips over.
I love the base 10 county system.
Yeah, it's it's great. And like now I was like, man, I've had so much of a better time in my 40s than I did my late 30s for sure.
It's because you don't care about people's opinions as much.
I'm very well. I was like working hard in the wrong ways, you know, and now it's just like I know exactly who I am, what I want to do, why I'm here. Like you know, all that guesswork is gone. You're not
Dyke, why are we here?
Please tell us.
I'm here to cook food and podcast until I die.
Can we talk about
until Sister Rita comes to take me home.
The Grim Reaper costume.
Like, come on, Dyke.
With a gum scraper, like, you know what to do, bitch.
I probably would be the first guy to have to scrape gum in heaven. You know? I'm trying to work my way in. He's another 2 million years of this, and I'm in.
And I'm out.
Did you try just having money? Because that's how I went.
Wow.
Damn it.
Oh my God.
Just having money.
I knew there was something I should have tried.
You should have just tried having money. It's great.
It fixes everything.
That's nice.
Let's talk about this food.
Do you see how they are hosts though? They are trying to pull us along. I was like, wait, are we getting pulled on our own podcast? Hey, we'll talk about the food. We'll talk about the food. All right.
Sorry, I'm just saying.
I don't care about your fake ass book club. This is our podcast now. We are the captain.
We're very dumb.
Okay. All right. I had to say, I didn't have the headphones.
I'm gonna go back to the demure.
My own podcast
she
right
took
now.
your headphones and took over. Okay. All right.
I've definitely gone on someone else's podcast and just like taken over and started interviewing them, and they're like, "Wait, what's going on here?"
It's like I have a big personality. She has a big personality.
I know. I'm gonna hush. Go.
Yeah. We're gonna be demure.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. All right.
So the theme was comes out. We're a week behind. So this is actually going to come out after
Pause.
Mardi Gras.
Hold on.
Are we falling apart?
Yeah, Cat, are you stepping on this?
That's a dog.
Get back. Oh, it's a puppy.
Yeah, don't blame me.
I didn't know.
I've been doing what I'm supposed to do.
Hey, don't worry, YouTube subscribers. Daddy's got the wheel. Daddy's got this. Daddy.
Usually it's just the dog's ass that derails.
That
the
never
podcast.
happens though.
Okay. We like him. He's fine.
Anyways,
Anywho, yes.
there'll just be like a little bleep.
Right. Can we reset?
It's interrupted for Cody reasons.
Hey, it happens.
And we're back.
That's great.
Not that.
That's a great radio voice.
We're back. Please don't
Slash-
be laugh.
Strip club DJ.
Wow. That's real bad. So how dare you? I'm obviously a state fair DJ.
I hate the state fair.
I do too.
So many bad
So
memories.
bad. I hate it so hard. I don't even take my children. I'm like, I'm sorry. If you want to go, just go with someone else.
If I had a sizzle reel of bad times at the Indiana State Fair, it'd be like an hour long. It would be so bad.
It's so dirty and expensive. I hate it
It's
so
gross
bad.
and expensive, but I still go. I take my kids. Sorry.
You should. And you're a better
They
parent. You're a
like
better
it.
parent.
No, I drag my husband. He's pissed every time.
And if you're single,
You have to come with me.
it can be triggering because you see the ugliest people in the world in love, and you're like, how is everyone here?
You do see that.
How did everyone here find a soulmate? What happened?
I'm the single one, huh?
Did I come late on soulmate day? What's
You
going
should be
on?
okay with having an ugly soulmate. You'd have one too.
That's right. That's all you gotta do. Just give up on your, you know what I'm saying? Don't have standards.
If you, there's a lot of population in the Uggos, so
Yeah.
you
Wow,
can, there's a lot to
Uggos.
choose from.
What's happening? My heart's hurt.
Just take the
You
glasses off
invited
is what
us
you're
here.
saying.
You're gonna have to
Yeah.
remember that.
I'm here for this.
I've done that.
But speaking about the food, Fatty Daddy's got this. Hit it, Dyke!
So we're calling this Tardy Gras because this is going to come out the week after Mardi Gras.
When we're in the Lenten season.
We have to
As Sister Rita would teach us.
with the Lenten season.
Yes.
So shout out to Sauce Boss Zach, who even though he was sick, he brought over the first course, which was a blue corn shrimp infused hush puppy. I've never had a hush puppy with shrimp
Does
in
a
it.
picture of it pop up when we talk about it?
Yes.
It'll be on our Instagram.
Thank God.
And on our
Because,
YouTube.
guys, it was so good. I
I
need y'all to
can't-
see it.
Also, there was something really unique that happened when you squeezed the lemon on it.
What happened that?
It would turn pink. Like the inside was blue, and then would turn pink when you squeeze the lemon on it. I feel like Zach might have known that was going to happen. I
Can
don't
you
know.
explain
So
it with
good.
science?
It's an acid reaction. From
Yeah, it's an acid reaction.
from the
It was
lemon.
so good.
From the thing?
I didn't know that was going to happen though. It was news to me. That was very exciting.
That's why you guys are a good duo.
They were good. I love a good hush puppy, and I put it out and I saw it going over and I was like, oh, I have to let everyone know I didn't cook that. I can't take credit for it.
Okay.
Dag, be a white man. Take credit.
Oh wow. See, this is how it's face.
Is that like something people say now? Is that new?
No.
Yes, I'm starting it now.
Be
Right
a white
now.
man,
Be
be
a white
credit.
man. Take
Yeah,
credit.
right now. It's a new thing.
That's good. That'd be a weird thing to see a bunch of black people marching and say, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't.
I think it's a rallying cry.
Wasn't that an episode of South Park when Cartman was trying to teach Mexican kids like the secret to success and was like cheating?
Oh.
And he was like, if only I could teach these kids. And he was like, yeah, just be a white man. Just fucking.
See, it's old. Tell us all this time.
It is.
I didn't know. That's why I keep nerds.
I don't even know.
It's just
See?
confidence. We talk about it.
We do.
White confidence?
Just
White confidence.
Well, no,
Just
we talk
regular.
about cult leader confidence.
Oh,
But-
that's a different thing.
She
Yeah.
encourages me to have that, and I don't.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Do you have it?
Yeah. Oh, I would have such an awesome cult. I'm just too lazy.
I see. I
Let's do your thing. We're taking over again.
No,
Let's do your thing.
Yeah.
No, you
dialed
just
in
said
on
you
this
want to have a
cult
call.
now,
Like,
yeah.
we can't jump right back into
Nope,
hush puppies.
it's a hard left
Yeah.
now. Hush puppies now.
So we got some fried bread.
They were so good.
It was good. Dipped it in a sauce.
What was the sauce though? The sauce. Let's talk about the sauce.
Y'all talking about helter skelter. That's what I got. How can I compete with that?
That is kind of funny. Like someone that says something like really crazy. Like, but let's go back to your thing. I killed somebody. But
But the sauce though.
Yeah, the
let's go
sauce.
What
back.
was in the
was
sauce
really good.
though?
That's a sauce boss secret. I
It
don't
was
know.
so
what
good.
It was
liked
very
it.
good.
I liked it a lot.
It's like a tartar sauce that he made,
It's a remoulade,
But better though. Yeah.
but
Yeah,
way
really
better.
good.
Like
But it was
more
so
of a
tangy,
remoulade.
Because usually, like, remoulade is like a kind of like almost mayo.
Yeah.
And I hate mayo, but I liked that.
But if it had mayo in it, she liked it. So
Right. You made me
hats
like
off
mayo.
to you. Yes, that was delicious.
Well, they don't call him the sauce boss of Indianapolis for nothing.
Right.
Right.
Where's he at?
He's sick.
Where he be at? No, I mean like in real life. Where can I find him?
Let's just do his
I'm about to
address real
find him
quick.
now. Like,
So
where
where
Can you
does
say
he
his
work?
address? He'll pop up his
Like,
address.
sauce, you sick bitch. No, it'll just be his location, the little blue dot on his phone. Move it
He
on.
used to, where
He's in
is he?
Indianapolis, right here.
We're gonna drone his
Drop a
house.
pin.
Did you ever hear of batch number 2 mustard?
No.
He used to have his own mustard company, so that's why he's the
like
sauce
mustard.
boss.
Did you ever hear of the KKK?
I have. They're the worst, from what I understand.
He started some off branches of that, but
No,
they all turned back.
but the
You know,
sauce is
they-
good though.
You never heard
So-
of white pride mustard? It's
Ooh, wow.
But that's tangy.
so good.
I didn't. Yeah.
So hateful.
Yeah.
We've done so good about not calling Zach a white supremacist for
Until he
like a
leaves.
year and a half, and then he's not here for one day.
And
One
then
day.
now we're like,
Right under the
I
bus.
didn't even know you were white.
Right under
so
the
my
bus.
bad.
Well, he is kind of generic looking. Like he could be like a Tunisian, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah,
He
he
could
could
Pull
be
him
a lot
up.
of
Can you
things.
Google him? Is he
We're
on
gonna
Google?
pull him up, but he has the
okay.
most
That's not
interesting
him.
life in the
Is that
world.
him?
Yeah, that's
He used to
him.
be a pirate.
It's not a great picture.
Pirate.
So you
Yeah,
can
he
be
used to
spicy
cook on
white.
a boat.
He's spicy white. If he's sitting next to me
Spicy
and Thad,
white.
you would be like, he's something. I don't know. Like I'm not sure what
It's
he
the
is.
facial hair. It's like, yeah, he's
Like he could be like a Kardashian.
Yeah,
He could be a Kardashian. He said.
Yeah, like one of their cousins or something.
Same
we talk
values.
about.
one of the C-list Kardashians.
Yeah. He'll come
I
around.
would watch that
He's on the
show.
bench with Rob.
Yeah, wherever Rob is,
they have their show like Courtney and
having some
Chloe.
spanakopita.
wow. Okay, that's what's up, Zach. Shout out to you.
Yeah.
We mean no
I
disrespect.
know. And those were
I mean all the
good.
disrespect,
Like
Zach.
Rodney Dangerfield. Ugh, ah.
So Tina already left because we were sitting at the table like trying not to eat a third one because
They
it
were
felt
so good.
over the top to do that. But I
I
was
did
like,
hear Thad give you specifically a warning, and you were like, I don't need to listen to this shit.
Yeah, I do it
Yeah,
at
she's like, I
once.
got bowed over.
Dan didn't.
I was trying to be polite. I was like, hey, y'all.
You might wanna
Sometimes there's
slow
a lot
down.
of
Don't
food.
beast mode on these hoes.
And
'Cause we got a lot
so you
of
might
more
want to
food.
save. And she's like, no. And I was like, I think there was like a clap involved, and I like fell back. I was like, all right, I'm not going to tell her how to eat.
Yeah.
I'll let
And
her
I
get
ate
full.
all my food.
And he did it. And look
I
at you, still got the
did.
energy, you got everything. So okay.
Right.
Oh God, that reenaction was great. I like that.
That was the point.
It's like it was like being there all over again.
We did one time have a guest come on and
Die.
Let's talk about the menu.
It was like the menu.
I just wanted to say that.
we had a guest come on one time and we like started bringing up food. And
Are you guys okay?
They were like,
Just a little giggling in the peanut gallery over here. On.
Let's let them recover. Let's let them calm down. They don't seem okay.
they're fine.
Okay.
They're not on camera. We had a guest come on and they were like, oh, we just ate. They just came from brunch. And it was like, we had like 5 courses ready.
Okay, that's rude.
And it was like, oh, okay. Well, I guess we'll just, like, I don't know, go fuck myself.
Why? Yeah.
Wait,
all
was
this
that the
work.
one that got really drunk
Yeah.
and was a mess?
We did not end up airing the episode.
That was the only episode in history of Harder Brunch that we're like, this is too much.
It was too hard.
Like, it would,
That's what you're
yeah.
saying.
It would have been like,
Oh, I'm gonna need all the messy details later. We can
it
talk
would have
about that.
felt like we were hazing somebody if we would have posted it.
Yeah.
Like, just imagine being like blackout drunk
You know.
and recording a podcast and then now we've had
That'd be
comics
weird.
on that were pretty close to blackout drunk, but
But it was still hilarious.
So you guys are gentlemen. That's good to
they
know.
knew what they were getting into.
That
yeah.
is nice. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was trying to pace myself for real because I wore stretchy clothes.
We don't want anyone embarrassing themselves, you know,
Yeah,
like
thank
anything
you.
they're gonna
That's
feel
very
bad
I
about.
don't know if
afterwards.
I'm physically capable of embarrassment.
Have
She is.
you?
I would make sure she knew.
Have
That's
you on
embarrassing.
your
I get a
show-
That's what I'm
I'd be
here
like,
for.
whoa.
Dear Cat, that was embarrassing. Period.
have you on your show? Have you had any guests come on and then call you like afterwards and be like, "Hey, can you cut that part out?" Or "Hey."
I don't understand the question.
Okay.
Maybe.
Nobody's asked you to cut anything or.
I can't recall.
Okay.
Wow. It's all the alcohol.
All right.
I don't edit, so they didn't ask me.
Yeah. Well, I feel like Kat
Probably.
edits herself out a lot.
Yes.
I do.
And even that, I'm sometimes like,
And even because like every time I send
Yeah,
it to her, it's a
same,
draft.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, this doesn't have to be
I'd be
final.
like, can
Because
we put that on Patreon? Or
I try to really be conscious of the fact that I really don't feel embarrassed
she
about
does
anything.
not care. I love that though. This
Yeah.
is why I keep her around because I need
That's
more
cool.
of that. You know, it's a good balance. But also, I'm like, girl, we
I
trying
don't
to get
want her to
sponsors.
feel embarrassed.
Yeah.
We're
either.
trying to get some money.
Wait,
money.
How is that? What would that be like with us? Like who? Like have you picked out which one would be you and which one would be me?
Out of us,
If we
like
had
we're our
if
counterparts
we had to switch bodies with
in
them.
the Spider-Verse.
Oh. No.
He said,
Quick
"Oh,
personality.
he just got here. You spend more time with us, so that might be
Yeah.
a fairer question."
He was like
he
diligently
was like
cooking
working hard. I
excellent
wanted, yeah, I
food.
was like,
yeah. We'll
See,
talk
I
about
would
it.
say Kat is nerdier, so that's definitely me.
Yes.
But then I feel like Kat's also goofier, which is definitely you.
Okay.
"Well, you
Best
there-
of both worlds.
Okay. Yeah.
pretty goofy."
Which is like,
I haven't had a chance to unleash it
she's
yet.
like, hold my beer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's my favorite
call bullshit
shit.
on
Actually,
that.
yeah, like, yeah, but
A little bit.
Red beans and risotto.
that was so good.
So what cheese did you use in that? Because we was talking about that risotto.
It was so
man.
good.
It was.
Asiago.
Oh, so we guessed Gruyere and Asiago.
That was in the grits.
But what was making the pull? Because Gruyere don't pull like that. Because I was pulling it up and it was giving the like pull.
For which one?
The shrimp and grits. Was it just Gruyere?
Yeah, this is great.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
I
It's
put a
a good
little.
kind.
I put a little cream in there. It was a little bit of cream.
Okay, because I was like, usually Gruyere is a little stiff.
It was like a soft smoked Gruyere. It was.
Oh.
Smoked cheese. Yo, I
Okay.
love cheese so
I
hard. That
smoked
was
it.
so good. Wait, what was up with the sausage? Why was it that tender? Did you make it
Yeah,
from
what was
scratch,
that?
or did you
No,
buy it
it was
from Angels? Or
It was. Well, Kat said she did. Kat said she didn't eat a lot of pork, so I used the turkey sausage.
it was really good. The turkey sausage, it was delicious.
And
And
yeah.
thank you for not putting onions in anything.
No
it felt great
onions.
because usually when it is New Orleans cuisine, I have to eat around a lot of stuff because
Yeah.
I don't like onions.
See.
And so it was amazing to not have to scrape stuff off.
It was good.
we
I
try
liked
to accommodate the guests because, like, I don't want to see plates coming back of food, you know, that people didn't like. If I can make food that, you know, people enjoy. Now, when it's like a bunch of people get over, I'm not gonna, you know, do 10 different people's like special food requests,
Yeah, no.
but usually we can hone in on the guests. We've had a couple people that were like really picky eaters, and like so sometimes
Like-
that could be
Zero food
yeah.
Oh, it's like they eat air sandwiches.
All
it's like, man,
hot dogs.
sir, I can't.
What?
without bread or something like that.
We had a comedian
Willie Boston.
Willie Boston come on, And he was like,
I don't remember who he was.
Yikes.
Austin.
I don't really like eggs. And we're like, okay, no eggs. And then we start bringing out food, and it's literally like he's taking like a little bite. Well, he also walked in and he goes, I'm not really that hungry. I ate barbecue yesterday. I said, what?
Yesterday?
That doesn't even make sense to me. Like, I had some food yesterday, so I'm probably not going to eat today.
Lightweight, that has happened to me before where I ate so much in one day, like the next day I wasn't hungry.
You're like, I'm good.
But once again, I would never, like, I showed up today hungry.
I drank coffee and that was it. I was ready.
I follow y'all on Instagram. I knew what was going to happen.
Hey,
so
that's respect.
Yeah.
We've gotten better on our end of prepping people, too.
Okay.
I tried to prep them, and I got bit.
We also have people... We also have people that will like cancel on us last minute, and it's like this meal is like prepared especially for the guests.
How rude.
You know, so it's just like I'm always like, please don't cancel on me. Give me 48 hours.
I don't like that. Where are they? Send them the information.
I mean,
Well, COVID was a really good excuse because you can't push back on it.
Sure.
It was like
That's true. Now
the
you
two
can't accept
excuses that really I can't like was COVID and pregnancy.
I was going to say childbirth.
Yeah, you can't argue
Not
that
even
one.
pregnancy, because you're pregnant for 9 months. You can do a lot of stuff. But
You can push through. You got to rally.
childbirth is imminent.
they called it pregnant, like they didn't know they were pregnant the whole time. I thought pregnant.
She was like,
and food went
I
together.
can't come in. I'm pregnant.
Not gonna be able to make it today. It turns out I'm knocked up.
You know, I got knocked up last night.
I wish I would have known that was an
came
excuse
down
not
with-
to do stuff. I would have.
I came down with infants.
Yeah, I came down with some
It's like
babies.
my uterus is so full.
So
right
many
now.
of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
babies make me full.
It's real
Oh
uncomfortable.
wait, what was that? It was so funny. I was watching Mindy Project, and she was trying to give this girl some birth control. She was like, "I heard birth control can make you like fat and cranky," and she was like, "Well, so can pregnancy
Yeah,
in real life?
for real."
Yeah, both
I just
at the
want-
same time.
How many kids do you guys have?
I have two.
Two?
Yep, 10 and 8.
Kat, did you just count? You just
One
look
and
up and
two.
count.
And-
It's still two.
Okay.
yeah,
Still two.
both
Still
two.
two.
Yeah,
You claim both of them?
I do.
Okay.
Two I
Today.
know of.
today.
Two that you know.
Nice.
God, can you imagine? That has to be a weird concept, not knowing kids that you have.
Oh my
Because you
gosh.
have to know as a woman. It's like,
Yeah.
I know. But as
So
a
get
guy
on
to be
it.
like, I don't know.
You can get a surprise kid. That must be wild.
Yeah, like
I might
Oh,
just
there's
never
some
have to
grown ass man rolled up
That
on
is
me.
the worst.
Let me take that back.
Looked exactly like
Dad,
me.
yeah, that shit would be wild.
Let me take that back. I have had a surprise kid, but you know, it
Not
was
of your
just
own.
of my own. Yeah, like
Okay,
it was a
so-
surprise.
Oh,
but,
surprise, you're pregnant.
Okay,
Right.
yeah,
Gotcha.
that's different.
Right,
yeah.
but no, I've never had a surprise 8-year-old.
Right. It's like, wait, how? Houseway.
Somebody coming with their hand out looking for somebody.
I'll be like, I have emotional needs. It's like, me too.
It's usually a surprise dad on the
Yeah,
woman's case.
yeah.
For sure. Do you guys have kids? No.
No,
Zero.
but not that I know of. But if a
See,
kid
that's
comes
That's why
up,
you're,
no.
and see, look at how relaxed their shoulders are.
When they said it, yeah, it was like,
if a kid comes
I'm
up,
like sitting here like,
if I have a surprise kid, he's scraping gum too. Okay, like that's what we're doing.
I mean, I had surprise siblings.
okay, those are fun.
Those are fun.
I
Don't
wish I
sibling.
had surprise. I'm an only child, so I lightweight wish my dad had some outside kids.
Oh, you are only
Damn.
child.
Whoever wishes for infidelity for their family, that's weird.
I mean, I already know what happened though. I might as well have someone to play with.
Right,
Wow.
right. That's the hardest part about being an
If
only
you're gonna
child.
cheat on
you
my
an only
mom,
child?
I grew up an only child.
let's go. See,
then-
I don't know nothing about that plight. Let's talk about it.
Well, we'll
Can
talk.
we?
We can talk about it off air. The fans
yeah,
know
later.
this.
Yeah.
let's talk about
okay.
the shrimp and grits.
Let's do
Because
it.
we got 2 more things to go,
Let's
and I don't know
go.
if we're gonna get it.
All right.
Shrimp
We're
and
gonna get
grits. Yeah, and then the bananas Foster. Which did that go over well? I wasn't sure.
So I liked the candy coating around the bananas.
Yeah.
That was so nice. And then I pointed out there was an amount of temperature play because the
Oh,
bananas
yeah.
were warm and the ice cream was cold.
good stuff.
and-
Like Barry White started playing when he brought that out.
It
Everybody started
was.
getting
It
really
got real
sexy.
sensual. I gave
Like,
eyes at
People's
yeah, man. It was
voices were
yo,
dropping down octaves. Like
Right.
this banana Foster's real.
delicious.
And old girl was like, I got an OnlyFans. I was like, what?
Yeah, that girl was.
Let's take
Lying on
a
people.
She dropped it with a banana Foster.
Right. Yeah.
And by the way, I got an OnlyFans.
OnlyFans, guys. Yeah, it was delicious.
let's take a quick commercial break and we'll be right back.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Gen Z can't stop raving about the Harder Brunch Patreon.
Patreon.com/Harder Brunch slaps.
No cap, the Harder Brunch podcast is bussin' on God.
Move over, Boomer. Gen Z's here to talk to you about the Harder Brunch Patreon.
Harder Brunch podcast on Patreon, $3 a month, low key a steal.
The Harder Brunch podcast deadass has me bricked up every day.
Listen to these all totally real testimonials.
No, like I'm getting paid to do this. Don't worry. Yeah. No, you think I do this for free? No.
The Harder Brunch podcast deadass slaps. Sound younger. The Harder Brunch podcast deadass slaps.
Just go to patreon.com/Harder Brunch.
The Patreon After Brunch podcast hits different. That shit makes you feel shit.
The Harder Brunch podcast fucks.
Hi, and welcome back to the Harder Brunch podcast, brought to you by Tinker Coffee. Tinker Coffee, you were talking about it earlier, Kat. You were like, damn, this is a great cup of coffee. And
It really was, and I really appreciated it in the French press. That was classy as hell.
Yeah, it was.
Classic guys.
We broke a French press this week. It was RIP.
Wait, time out. That's
You guys
broken?
be putting the pressure on.
Yeah, well, we had two. You got to keep two when you're serving up brunch.
I've been using both of them.
Well, we serve a lot of Tinker Coffee here, and if you can actually get Tinker Coffee sent to your house for a coffee subscription, and if you use promo code BRUNCH, you get 25% off.
25% off.
Can you believe it?
No,
Can you believe it?
I need it.
It's unbelievable.
Well, welcome back to the program. I did want to ask, what do you two do outside of podcasting? What do you do professionally?
Professionally, outside of podcasting, I medical imaging.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, science nerd. Take pictures.
Yeah.
I've been doing that since 2010.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah.
Wow.
I like it. It's fun. I like people.
Now, does the technology, has that changed in the 10 years that you've done it, or 10 plus years you've done it?
Absolutely.
Is this something that is always getting better and better?
For sure. If your hospital has enough money to keep up with the technology, yes.
Okay. We were talking a lot about AI recently, and they were saying that like the doctors are using AI a lot of times to like treat patients.
That does not surprise me. They don't want to touch you or talk to you usually. So that actually tracks.
To be fair,
it's like, let's just scan them. The whole body scans.
To be fair, a lot of doctors are kind of autistic weirdos.
I don't know nothing about that. However, I do agree that sometimes like we are leaning on technology as opposed to like the.
And to be fair, I want my
side.
doctor to be an autistic weirdo.
Okay.
I want them to be like fixated on whatever it takes to cure
get it
me.
right. Okay. I mean, that's fair. Yeah, but
why the weirdo part?
Because I don't want you doing like other stuff. Like just be fixated on this.
Just me. It's all me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I don't have to like you as a person. That's fine. I just cure me.
What do you do outside of podcasting, Kat?
Nothing.
Chill.
No, I do hair.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Nice. How long you been doing that for?
I can't remember not doing it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Out
awesome.
the womb. So
I used to do hair like in school. Like I've always been like
Came
super,
out,
yeah,
twisted
and
her mom.
especially like natural hair. Like I don't believe in chemically straightening hair, so I get into like I'm in a beef with some of my family members right now because I won't give them relaxers.
Oh,
there's
really?
a lawsuit right now off of
Yes,
like,
there are a lot of
relaxers and
lawsuits
stuff.
about the uterine and endocrine. Is it endocrine or maybe uterine cancer for
Just
real?
uterine,
Yeah, and maybe breast cancer. They didn't find an absolute link to, but they did with uterine cancer. To,
Oh, with the
chemical
relaxers.
Yes. Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Have you ever
Endometriosis,
have you ever
I
had your
think,
hair
is what
straightened?
you're thinking.
My
Endometriosis,
guy,
okay.
I have had everything done to my hair.
Yeah.
I didn't know who I was in high
I
school.
see a picture of you with a perm. You got
I relaxed it. It was
that would be dope.
it was
A lot
bad
of
shape.
times people wouldn't braid your hair until you relaxed it though. Because that was the thing too. Like a lot of hairdressers would not do your hair until you submit to the relaxer.
Trevor Noah talked
Yeah.
about that in his book.
When I
Now, is there
But not
is
me,
there
though.
like cancer for men in that?
Whoever
No one
uses
cares about
relaxers.
men anymore. So I'm sorry.
To answer your question, Dad,
Because I'm scared. That's why I
you
did it.
should be.
I did it. I'm not going to get uterine
Not
cancer.
just
but
one, probably,
I want to know.
but usually it's prolonged use, right? Because I mean, everything that touches
I mean,
your
you're
skin
supposed to get it every 8 weeks.
absorbs into your, bloodstream. So like if you're getting it constantly,
I was
yes,
getting- yeah.
the
I feel like
I
the
could
smell
tell.
was a warning.
The smell was a warning because your eyes would be
The
watering,
burning.
the burning of your hair, and your scalp would start bumping up. And
If you used relaxer from 2010
Boom.
to 2020,
Yes.
you may be entitled to
Are you gonna
compensation.
call Keller and Color?
that's out there. That's really
Yeah.
out there right
Yeah,
now.
for real, though. Yeah.
That's not
If
a
you
joke.
got
so right
any of
now,
those
I might be
cancers?
able to get some money.
Perhaps.
Well, have
It's
you been
out there.
diagnosed with any of those cancers?
That's a personal question.
It is.
HIPAA.
Also,
I'm
find
not going to
out.
tell you if I have uterine cancer.
Do you have uterine cancer?
That's on HIPAA.
That's under HIPAA.
That's
Right,
under
right.
HIPAA. I don't need to answer that right now.
right.
You
No.
don't. You're
Thank
right.
you.
Your medical history is your own.
It is my own.
Okay, you protect
This
that.
is Harder
but
Brunch.
If you find out, you know that there's something out there to figure it
Yeah,
out.
but that does scare the hell out of me a
it's
little bit.
scary. Yeah.
When I had hair, I was what do they call a tender-headed bitch? That's what they call
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Would it get red?
I got cornrows once, and I said never again.
it's intense.
Well, the first time you get cornrows, it's like you're crying. I was tearing up.
Yeah.
They put wrinkles back in my forehead. Like
Yeah.
my, it was
Every
all
hair
wrinkled.
follicle is feeling.
It's so funny
don't
because
work.
I've done hair on like all ages, all types of people, and like men are the weakest. Like I'd have 5-year-old girls who could take more. Like as far
and
as
men
pain,
in a
I
room full of
mean,
men.
beauty treatments are often painful.
but for the sake of
They are.
argument, did you grow up with sisters?
Nope, I'm an only
Only
child.
child.
Okay.
I'm amazing.
I have.
Well, I was gonna say I know a lot of women when they're girls, they all pull each other's hair and do all kinds of shit like that. So maybe it's just like you get like toughened up.
Oh,
I think
you
just
know.
getting your hair done weekly,
It does
bi-weekly,
toughen
your
you up.
scalp just
Because my
gets
mom
used
wasn't
to
trying
it.
to hear my
yeah,
bitch.
I'm
all.
fine now. I want
Yeah.
it. I want it hard now. Like with
Oh, how you harder brunch, harder hair.
I'm talking about
Let's
hair
talk about
still
it. Okay, all right.
and sex, obviously. But like,
Like I said, this was
He
the
likes it
hardest
hard
brunch.
and he likes it at the barbershop.
oh, I wish I
that
could
a genre?
hit that laugh
We're never
button. Go
getting
I never
invited back
searched that.
ever again.
There
I
you
like
go.
it. I like it.
I mean, but you dyed your hair too, Liv?
Oh yeah, I had the biggest afro in high school at Ben Davis, and I had bleached. I wanted blue hair when I was in high school. Okay, I was like an alternative kid, and I wanted blue hair, so I bleached my hair, and it just turned it orange.
Yeah, that's what happened.
So I just had like I have like the biracial hair. So if I put conditioner in it and comb it out, it was like long spirally curls. But if I took a pick to it, I had a giant afro.
Sure.
And so like I would throw it up sometimes, and then I would also forget, and I would get high before I came to class, and everybody was staring at me. Like, why is everyone staring at me? And I'm like, oh yeah, you have a 3-foot orange afro. Like it's kind of like people would blow. If you blow smoke into my afro, it just looked like my head was on fire for half an hour.
wow, yeah.
Or people would put like pencils in there, and they would just disappear forever.
Now, Sister Nun wouldn't put up with that, would she?
No,
Sister Rita, how dare you?
put some respect on her name.
Put some respect on. So put some respect on it.
She's always watching.
Sorry,
Oh, she's
Rita.
out there right now.
Sister Rita's
Get your
judging you.
rosary out.
Rita. I only know Rita as like a villain from the Power Rangers, so I
Yeah.
can't take that seriously.
But yeah. I mean, but that So I guess I did bleach it. That's not good. Is bleach?
Bleach, I feel like peroxide and bleach, which is what it takes to lighten hair, is kind of worse than the relaxers.
Really?
Like,
Peroxide is? I put that in my bloodstream.
Yeah, peroxide and bleach is what it takes to lift hair. That's why it burns.
Yeah, it did burn.
Oh, I thought you were
Yeah.
saying peroxide was cancerous for a second.
It probably does. It does break down your cells
We're not gonna
pretty
do probably.
hard.
See, we talked about the fact.
But-
that
You see that?
We ain't
Yeah,
about to be
I just
doing
thought
that.
about you
We
can't
ain't
say
Well,
about
and
that.
to
I
be
feel like
doing all that.
the
Can't
odor
say
is
that.
because I don't do color because I don't like dealing with the chemicals because it was
Just keep it
Too much science.
natural, all
Yeah.
natural. That's probably good. That's great. And you don't have to worry about lawsuits down the line either.
you know, I always
you
worry
didn't
about
do it.
lawsuits. But, I mean,
Now we kind of talked about the podcast a little bit, but we didn't talk about like what is the podcast? Like when people are like tuning in, like what are they tuning in for?
It's a lot of what's happening right now.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, honestly, we cannot be controlled, obviously. But it's a lot of real talk. Like that's our tagline. Like the book club is fake. So
Yeah.
we do like to use other books and other forms of media to kind of like springboard conversations, but we go off the rails. So we are literally having just whatever pops
Yeah.
up. You know what I
So
mean?
people don't necessarily have had
moment.
to read the book of the
No.
week
Matter
or
of fact,
whatever.
don't read it because you
Okay.
don't have time, bitch. I ain't got time. That's why I'm listening to
Hey.
it. So we're gonna let you know about the book. We're gonna get into
Good.
side conversations, and it's
Yeah.
gonna be fun, and you're gonna like it.
I suggested Ram Dass for us if we go on there.
no, you mean if. Don't hedge. You're coming on.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
let's go.
I try to be like, I want to be invited. I don't want to.
Would you please?
Assume.
I
Cool.
already invited you. I already told you.
But what if I was doing bad and you're like, hey, like we did say that you were invited? I know I did say that, but like the way the podcast
That was
went,
before. Yeah. That was the
you know
before
what I mean?
times.
Like I don't like
change.
you.
You're right.
The before times.
So I don't want to always assume. You know, I've gotten in trouble assuming before.
That's true.
Who did this artwork? You guys' logo.
This one here.
Some weirdo.
Really, you drew
Cat
that?
did, yeah. Isn't that the dog?
Oh, you did that?
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Wow. So you edit, you draw, you do art in the media sense.
Yes. So I'm the one who usually post stuff. So a lot of the post stuff I'll do, but some of the the videos she edits. But yeah, we work on it together. Actually, I mean, she does a lot of it. Yeah, it's a collab.
Because
she hates social media, so I do the posting.
Can I offer one piece of advice and definitely
Please.
throw it away or don't listen to ignore it?
Please do. 'Cause we're old. So.
You just put some more pictures of yourselves up there because you're both very photogenic, and I think
I was trying to get out of that.
and like when I was like trying to think, I was like, what do they even look like? And I was like, I was trying to remember, and then the cat popped up at the comedy show, and I was like, that's what she looks like.
That was right
That's
there.
like,
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things where it was like, oh yeah, podcasting's cool. We won't have to be seen. And then it's like people want to see you.
That's
It's
why I
like
agreed
fucking
to
weird.
it.
Yeah, I'm like,
I didn't agree to video.
We
I
did.
was like, I told her, I was like, yeah, I'll do it. I just don't want to be on, like, I don't want to show my face and stuff.
I was like,
that's
me
why I
either,
did the
great.
cartoon people.
oh.
And because I can, but I didn't want to, like, I'm sorry, would you like to share with the rest of the class?
Man, our audience is being hella disrespectful today.
They're wild.
Listen, we're having a good time.
Having
a good time.
They got no pictures of themselves.
Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah.
So they're saying you guys
All
are
right,
hypocrites,
So
basically.
how
is what that
sexist
is.
are you?
Wow.
Hey. That was him. That was him. I didn't say I wanted to see pictures of y'all.
Right, that is true.
That
He
was
didn't.
him.
He didn't.
And he'd argue maybe we're not as photogenic as you guys.
I stand by that. I stand by
That would be
that.
something that Doug would say if he was on top of it.
I disrespectfully
Touche.
disagree.
Disrespectfully disagree.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's right.
Kat, I'm the same as you. I would always rather put a picture of my food up than a picture of myself.
Yeah. Or like
Gets
the
a lot of
art
clicks,
or
though.
stuff or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Now look at it. There are no pictures of us on the internet.
When we first started, it was an audio podcast for like the first 2 years. So
Right.
we've only done video for a little under a year. We're right under a year.
So people didn't know what we looked like for the first 2 years?
Not really. Not if you didn't already know who we were.
Yeah, you got to go to YouTube.
Because we're there. I mean, we're in our first 2 years of podcasting, so we're trying to branch out into
You
more
guys
of the
have
video
almost done
stuff, too.
200 episodes. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you so
Somebody
much.
said this to me, and it just always stuck with me. They're like, "You never go viral off an audio clip. Like, try to think of an audio clip that's gone viral." And I was like, once I put it into that context, I was like, "You're right. We could
you
have
guys
the
wanna go
best
viral?
audio only." Well, I mean, you
we're
want to
going
spread
to.
as much as possible. You know, you want to get your stuff out there.
Outreach is kind of the point. I know it's kind of weird though, because I will say that like even though we're in a space where we're sharing art, it is weird to think like, oh, it could go viral and people would really know us.
Yeah.
Like that makes me a little uncomfortable. Is that weird?
Yeah. Now, have you had people
Gives me
approach you as fans of the show that you didn't know before, like at all?
I have.
No.
Do you like it or is it weird?
It's weird.
Yeah, it is hella weird. Like I love our fans. Like I love anybody that's
But she
listening
did
to
hook me up
this.
because she was like the check-in chick at the Embassy Suite. So she was like, you know, she was like, oh, I recognize you from the thing. I was
That's
like,
what's up. No
"Hi,
one's
what's
ever.
up?"
With-
I need a toothbrush.
With
It's weird and pleasant at the same time.
with comedy and podcasting, I don't take compliments very well. So like now I've got to the point where I'm just
wildly uncomfortable with it.
I show that I've listened to I go thank you for the first one, and then anything after that I just don't
Start
know what to,
blanking out.
Yeah,
You're
I
just like, yep, nope, I can't receive it.
Well, because any compliment, if it goes long enough, it turns into a criticism. I feel like so. It's some people, man, I love your show.
Sides of the same coin.
Yeah, you know what?
should do, though?
You know what you guys really should do? Y'all should put pictures of yourself up there.
See, it always comes back to the pictures.
But real quick, I will say it gets pleasant and nice. I think my favorite moment, I think you were there too. You were there, where this guy gave us free hot dogs for knowing the podcast.
That's what's up.
We were
See,
hanging
that's all
out
I
with-
want. I just want swag.
Yeah, we were hanging out with our friend Natalie Cuomo, and the guy was like, "Are you guys Harder Brunch?" And we're like, "Yeah." He's like, "You guys want some free hot dogs?" I'm like, "This is what I've been doing this for the whole time, just breaking down, crying."
Question. Of course I did.
This was a comedian from New York who has like a 250,000 fans on social
go.
media, and then
That's
we got 2 free hot
beautiful.
dogs, and she goes, "Who are you guys?"
Hey, that's awesome. No, that's what's up.
That's the kind of fame I want, just hot dog fame.
Food, I
yeah,
mean,
just like
food.
go to a place.
I feel famous today. You cooked for us. Like I can't even tell you how grateful I am for that, because that doesn't
Same.
happen to me a lot. So thank you so much. I mean,
Oh,
yeah, I
yeah.
went up your
For
house.
real.
You cooked for us. I mean, all your friends are dope.
And
This
the
was so nice.
timing.
Yes,
Just as
like,
someone
this
who
was
is
a
Hold
great
on.
Sunday.
Now, you told me earlier you didn't like that one friend.
That one
I don't
friend.
wanna-
Oh, that's a
I'm
lie.
not going to say which
This
one.
is
The one with the
lies.
only
lies.
fans.
No, lies. No,
That
no.
was like
You're not
one
trapping
person.
me because I was like,
Tina,
no,
you said you did
everybody
not
was-
like Tina.
She was amazing.
First
We're
off,
best friends
we
now.
love Tina.
You said,
follow her.
who's that bitch? And I was like, I
this
said,
is
first of all, you
okay.
don't talk to my friend Tina that way. She
No,
ain't
no.
no bitch.
No,
We
we
had to
don't
get
talk
kind
like
of, I had to raise my voice, which I don't
No,
do with
sir.
guests.
The finger was up. I don't believe it. That seems like a lie.
People seem to like conflict.
No. What'd you say?
No, but
I said
So-
people like conflict.
That is true.
So,
No, this is nice.
what part of the? I mean, it is nice to be able to cook for people, but one of the things is like being able to sit down and break bread with people before we come down here and kind of relax everybody. Like, what's your experience about having people come in that you've never met before in the podcasting? Like, do you ever have difficult podcasts with people, with strangers, or have you got really lucky? Like everyone you've had on has been cool.
So far, so good.
That's awesome.
Even Dion?
Even Dion.
We let him come back.
But we
Yeah,
gave him
yeah.
treats though, because just like today, I came with like prosecco and wine. Like I tend to have snacks, treats for people.
Okay.
That's just how.
That's
I am.
how I know when someone's like not only a good person but they're grown. When somebody like
I
comes
I
over
can't
with
come
stuff, I'm like,
empty-handed.
wow,
Like you're about
wow,
to cook for me.
that's
I
grown.
can't. I feel
Yeah.
real crazy coming with nothing. So usually I have candy
Oh,
or something.
I have obviously no problem with it.
Yeah, that's just me though. But it's probably But
I gave you
it's
credit
like for
her.
both of us. Yeah, it's
yeah.
like this is why
It's like
good to be
both
on a
ours.
team.
Yeah.
It's like both of ours. Like the biking Friday and everything.
Yeah.
And
It's
the
like
chain
for
or
both of
whatever.
us. It's like, put my name on the card.
Yeah, but no, not so far. Everybody's been super nice. I'm sure we will have those moments, and that will be interesting. But yeah, so far it's been great.
You know what I also love about having people my age on the show?
What's up?
I get all of your references. Like
Thank you.
when I brought out the hurricane drink and she's like, you can call me Slurricane. I was like, I ain't heard that shit for a minute.
Yes,
That was
yes.
the thing for her 40th birthday party.
It was
E40. Spill Sprinkle Me.
Yes, it
That
was.
is-
Yes, it was.
That is amazing.
It was M40.
M40. That
Yeah.
was and it was like a little
Yeah, it was a whole thing. Because that was the thing. I like that you like a theme. I love a theme.
Yeah.
We are yes.
yeah,
Just like Cody, do you love a theme?
I'm a
Or
sucker
what?
for a theme.
Cody.
He's sitting on the thing.
Sometimes we have loose themes and like people get mad. like
you like it to
we're
be
just
pulled
phoning it in
together.
today. Is that what's going on?
Okay. One time I said, hey, what's the theme today? You said pizza.
It's like black people.
And I was like, one pizza, black people.
I said pizza
But
party.
like, what does that mean? Right.
Black people. Blacks.
Candy. It's like
the blacks.
The blacks is the theme today. And I said, what is that? What does that even
So
mean?
what is that?
It was the
was
blacks
good
plus
food.
Tina.
right. Yeah. She's black adjacent though.
She
so
is black
cool.
adjacent.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
she's
fine.
Filipino.
I've always said that about her.
That's
Yeah.
what they should
Well,
also, that's Asian black,
She's,
right?
Yeah.
she's
Filipino.
Asian and Latino.
I thought it was
Yeah,
Asian
yeah.
Hispanic. Filipino.
Yeah, or Asian Hispanic.
She's
yeah.
all of them.
Yeah, they were colonized
a
by
little both.
Spanish.
Because
Yeah,
there's
for
black
sure.
Hispanic too.
Oh,
We
yeah,
don't have
yeah.
to go there.
For
we don't.
sure.
We can.
Let's put everyone in a box. Let's rank the races. Let's do
No,
that.
she listen.
Everyone
you
filled
don't
out
know
their
what
race
race
card
I
before
am.
they came on, right?
Let's do
Listen.
a draft.
We just had an episode where Kat was like, who are the top 3 oppressors, like colonial oppressors? I was like, I've never even thought about that. I don't fucking know.
Who are the top
I need
3?
time. Yeah, like I need time.
I
and shit.
did
Like, I can't
English,
just-
or I think I did Spanish, English, Dutch.
Wait, are these like your favorite oppressors?
Wait, what's that about?
Just the ones who did it the best.
Okay.
I'm going
Who
to
are
go
the top
with
ones?
Africa.
What?
African.
Okay.
Egypt was doing time with oppressing people
Wait,
for a
didn't we
while.
say that wasn't it is France, Spain, and England, right?
I feel like, well, no, I did.
Our guest definitely said France. He was,
He said, yeah, our guest said France. I
Well,
didn't
he's
think,
Haitian, so he hates the French.
as you should.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, not like the people who live there, but the idea of like
idea
French
of
cannoli.
French,
Yeah, French cannoli. Yeah, I'm definitely just talking about the mechanisms
Colonialism. I almost
of
put, did you hear that? I said
oppression.
cannoli.
Yeah.
That's
I love cannoli.
Italian.
Sorry. It's like, take the oppression, leave the cannoli.
yeah. Cannolis are great. We like those.
So wait, we're saying the top oppressors of now,
I
recent.
don't even do sports.
I
It's
was
like,
just-
oh,
everybody's
somebody
had
more
their turn.
qualified from me
That's
should
what
be
I was
able to
gonna
do.
say.
I was
Everybody
like,
had their turn.
If there's a
transatlantic slave trade
bracket of just
That's what you want to
terrible
talk about.
oppressors,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, then you gotta go with Great Britain. They did their thing.
They was out here.
Yeah, I put that. They were in the top 3.
They,
know what I'm saying?
they
Yeah,
got
they
their
are.
points.
They did.
Now, was this
stats are high.
tied to a book, or was this just
Yes.
for fun?
No,
it
this
not
was
for-
when Dion was on. We didn't let him pick another book.
No, it wasn't. No, it
It
wasn't.
was. Oh, I'm sorry. It was Paul.
It was-
You were
Wait,
right,
what?
it was
What,
Paul.
what book did Dion pick?
Are we gonna go? I don't want this. So
Real quick. Oh, milk in my coffee.
Yeah.
And y'all didn't like it.
Kat hated it, and I loved how much she hated it, so I had a great time.
Oh, do you guys get a rip on books that you don't like? That sounds like
it
a blast.
rarely happens,
We need to
though.
do that
I
more.
love most books.
I mean,
Yeah.
you put him up there. There he is. I
There
mean,
we go.
but he's a well-renowned. I mean, Eric Drumdickey is a well-loved and
You got
very
an NAACP
distinguished
award. I don't have one.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know anything about
author.
the book. What was the problem?
It was the plot and the writing.
Okay, it's a fictional book.
It was the whole.
It was a novel.
It was just the start to the finish. Actually,
Hated
was,
all of it.
Mine would be the lactose.
It was the plot.
It was the milk in my coffee that I just did not
The
like.
dialogue.
For real.
The cover art.
Oh, there you go.
It was all terrible.
Oh, you don't like the art? Oh, wait. It's about milk in my coffee. I see a white
You
chick.
see the milk.
what's
And
the
then-
quick
coffee.
synopsis of the
spoilers.
book?
She wasn't really white. She was just passing for white.
Oh, but
Pew,
she
pew,
was
pew,
milk,
pew.
though?
Yeah. Huh?
Was she the milk?
Yes.
So it was about mixing races.
It was.
We don't stand for that
You know
on this
what? I'm
podcast.
gonna suggest that our listeners go to that episode.
It was a good one.
Yeah,
She hated it a lot, and it was funny.
I'm actually really excited.
on the Fake Ass Book Club. Go to wherever you find the podcast.
The Fab Podcast.
So
on
did it
IG
get
and
spicy? Did
everywhere.
you guys end up debating?
No,
like,
It was nice. We kept it nice.
okay.
It was nice.
Well, is it because
It was
you
my
guys don't like milk in the coffee, per se?
No,
Guys, talk to her. I
First off,
thought it
I
was
don't even
charming.
believe white people exist.
You don't want to believe they
So,
exist?
I said I don't believe white people exist.
What does that, what
We
the
need
hell
more
does that
time
mean?
for this. I feel like
Real quick. No, you said that.
Just real quick.
You can't just say white people don't exist and me be like, oh, I think I get
No,
what you're
we're
saying.
moving on,
What
Dad.
the hell does that mean?
That's it.
we're gonna need to go back to that for a second.
okay, fine.
What does that mean?
Tell him.
So
Tell him.
for regular listeners of the Fake Ass Book Club, they know that Kat doesn't believe in the concept of whiteness. It's an invented concept so that there could be races that we rank. Like races don't exist. There's populations, but races were just invented so that whiteness could exist, so that they had a justification for the oppression. So, like, there's about almost 60,000, because I study art, there's like almost 60,000 years of human history because we've been making art, but there's only been about 5,000 years of whiteness. So whiteness is just a concept. So we could just not do without it. Like,
Doesn't make stuff better. Usually.
it doesn't. So to me, the idea of interracial dating is kind of absurd because I don't think there's races.
I think,
What are your thoughts?
I think
I think there's definitely races.
I think in about 100
Races?
years, everyone's just gonna be beige.
No, I still need black people. I need black, blue black people.
I think that
I mean, I don't think they're going anywhere.
I think there will be a super
Based on
minority of
science.
like really black people, a super minority of like redheads, and like they'll almost be like celebrities. Everyone else will be kind of beige.
Like we are now.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, like, I feel like that could sound very controversial, but I think overall it's just the idea that like whiteness, like even if you ask white people, like, what is, like, how white are you though?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what does that mean? It's pretty, it's an abstract sort of idea because, I mean, is it being super German? Is it being, because there's white Latinos, there's like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
but
it's depending on where you live.
Well, we've
whiteness is
known
different,
within the
so
past
that's
couple
it.
hundred years that like certain, like the Irish were not considered, Italian were
White.
not
They're
considered
white
white,
now.
and now they
It's
are
a super
considered white.
Americanized. Yes,
I
that's all
really
we're
read
saying.
Trevor Noah's book, Apartheid South Africa, because they used a lot of American laws for apartheid. Like
Yeah.
they just cheated off the paper. And when they were doing that, Chinese people were colored, but Japanese people were white.
Interesting.
And
Yes.
so I was like, so you think a
just
white
that.
South African
Knows
policeman
the
knew the difference
difference.
between a Chinese man
Fuck
and a
outta
Japanese man? Because there were certain places you're not allowed to go.
Yeah.
You know, but the Japanese people were like, well, we're not going to sell you stuff if we're treated low. Because for them, status is very important. Honor, all that stuff is like, so we want top status. So they're like, oh, yeah, fine. You'll be white over here. Because how many Japanese, it's like, that's fine. But they're like, Chinese people, no, y'all are colored.
Yeah, I guess I see what you're saying. Like you're going back to the history, like how it used to be.
Yeah.
And I guess I
No,
would
that was
say
the 80s.
the 80s.
That was the 1980s.
The 1900s.
Yeah, that was the 1980s.
But white people
apartheid
existed-
really into the 90s. The apartheid South Africa.
Sure. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I guess, and then in the same sense, would you say Alaska is a state or is it what is it
Yeah.
like? Is it not? Because like now it is, right? We look at it and we could go. They drew their lines. Yeah. And it wasn't back then.
Well, the way we talk about it, I would definitely say does evolve over time. And so I think that's what you're speaking to as well.
Like,
I feel you. I understand what you, because I mean, the way that we talk about it now, we have to observe like what it is and how we talk about it. But so when we're saying it, I feel like it does sound like, I'm sorry, white, you know what I'm saying? But
and I can see
it's
that.
a historical, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah,
it's not like
but now white people,
you're also talking to two comedians who are known for saying controversial things and then working backwards to make it make sense.
So we just say controversial.
Well, here's the thing, and I'm gonna wade into this very carefully. But there is a thing that I thought was very interesting when Whoopi Goldberg got in trouble for saying like, I always thought the Jewish people were white, and I understand how that's a very charged statement if you're Jewish. Sure. But I also understand from the black point of view that anyone that's passing for white and gets the privileges of being white, we always look at as being white, you know. For sure. So I know what she said was clunky, but I also know that how a lot of black people think of just like, well, you know.
Well, that's the point. Depending on where you are.
Yeah, because like, do you consider Osama bin Laden, was he white?
Oh yeah.
I like how he said that instantly. Oh hell yeah!
I mean, he's the whitest man I know.
Right,
buying guns from America and turning them back.
He was the whitest man you knew.
I don't know about. He's so white. I don't know about white, but we can all agree he was beautiful. I mean, I think that was beautiful, important.
He had nice.
No, we read a book by his
pillowy
mistress.
lips.
Oh wow!
We read the first book we reviewed for the podcast was by his mistress, Kola Booth, or his former mistress, and
Collar Boo. That was her name.
That's a good
name for a side chick.
Man, I want to hear Osama. I mean,
Kola Booth.
Oh, sorry.
I want to see his love story.
But she was just talking about in Africa, like Arabs are considered white. So she was like, yeah, like over there, he's considered a white man. So a lot of stuff that we wouldn't consider white over here, like in most of the world, like whiteness is different. It's a different concept.
Yeah,
because
it means money.
Yeah.
I think
like he listened to Nirvana a lot. Like he was just
all
over
the
there.
time.
Yeah,
because if that's.
He was chill. He had a flannel. I want to see Osama in like this flannel.
Wait, what's the thirst trap at the bottom there?
Hey!
Wow, he got the happy trail.
Dang, he was a good-looking guy. Osama bin Laden was a great looking guy.
Photoshopped.
We went from brunch to Osama.
He did have a lot
to do a full circle here, guys.
That's how it goes. That's how it goes.
Well, according to his mistress, he had a lot of hoes.
Wow.
Hey, according to you, no white people died in 9/11, so they don't even exist.
They weren't even there.
What are we even mad about?
True.
What are we even mad
That is
about?
so true.
That's right.
Very true.
But yeah, that issue of whiteness, it's always a sticky wicket because they always want.
Speak on it. No, you're here now.
Because I think there's this desire for the Middle East to be white because everyone wants Jesus to be white.
Yeah,
and so that's the
that's interesting. Okay,
yeah.
Wow,
so they
need
need Jesus to be white so bad.
Yeah,
like remember Megyn Kelly said that where she was like, Jesus is white, he's just white.
Yeah, that's weird. Megyn Kelly said that.
Yeah, it's a great clip.
And Santa.
In Santa, she was like, they're both white.
But she was on Fox. She was brainwashed by Fox.
And she said just white.
Said it with
I love
her
how she
chest,
said
and it
just
was
white.
just
Nothing
white.
else.
Yeah.
Just white.
He grew up in Portland.
Yes, he did.
Yes, he's Jesus, small village in Sweden. But yeah,
I don't even like my Jesus to have a 6-pack for real. Like
that's weirdly erotic.
I mean, he probably did. You know, he was in good shape, right?
I feel like if he was able to create food like that, you don't think he was doing
Takes
Harder
a lot of
Brunch?
energy.
Had a little bit of a gut.
Burning calories and shit.
Yeah, but I remember when I was at Ritter, I remember getting to one of the Andrettis. I got into an argument with him about Jesus, or not Jesus, about Egyptians being black. Because he was like, no, Egyptians were white. And I was like, no, we got a globe right here. It's right in the dead, like it's Africa.
Yeah.
He's like, no, it's not. I'm like, okay, I don't know what to do now.
I mean, historically, because I feel like there's everyone in Egypt. Like, I feel like there's black people. There's
a nice little.
Like,
it's like a matter of diversity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But you got to think about what is it? 2,000 years ago, it was pretty dark.
Yeah. The dark continent.
Yeah, dark ages.
I like how we can all agree that there's black people in Africa.
What about
Is that where we're at?
That's where I think we can all agree on that.
So there's some black people in Africa.
a handful of sprinkling.
What about
Do you guys believe in angels?
what color is your Buddha?
Exactly.
I want to know what
believe
color
in
the Buddha
angels?
is, and then we can get to angels real quick.
Okay.
Is Buddha black?
I can't speak on that.
Buddha? Oh, you.
I ain't never met him.
Okay. I'm done.
Sid Arthur?
Angels? Yeah, I
he?
believe in angels.
Well, I didn't know that was going to be the question. Stop everything.
I don't know.
We're not talking about Buddha.
Buddha?
We
No,
don't know.
I mean, I wasn't the one digging in, so I don't have any.
No
comments on
disrespect.
Buddha. Yeah,
done.
he
What-
seemed like he had curly hair. So I mean,
what's been the favorite book that you guys have done on the podcast?
ooh, I mean, I won't say favorite, but one that surprised me that I like. One of my favorite biographies was Trevor Noah's book. I liked his.
We did just our favorite for last year.
And the one that surprised me the most was Mexican Gothic.
Yeah, Sylvia Maria
was
Garcia.
good.
Did you get the email I sent you? She's going to be at the library next month.
No.
Yeah,
I
she's
didn't
going to
get
be
that.
here.
See?
Sylvia Maria Garcia, Mexican Gothic. It was a really good book.
What's that
That
about?
was good.
Racism.
Sci-fi, right? Okay, whiteness. No, it was really good. It was sci-fi kind of thing. So
Oh, nice.
And mushrooms.
Yeah. Mushrooms was in there.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's really great. And my favorite was the sexy part of the Bible.
What's the sexy part of the Bible?
Look at that.
Bipolar black women.
Oh,
Oh, I thought you were going to say Songs of Solomon.
No, it was an allegory about how white missionaries kind of fucked over Africa.
oh, this is a book. I thought you were saying my favorite part of the Bible was the sexy part. I must have missed that at Ritter. I don't know. Sister Rita didn't tell us about that.
She was holding.
I
down
mean,
the
there's
cash.
definitely a lot of sex, but in the Bible. But yeah, the book was the sexy part of the Bible by Cola Booth, which was the Osama bin Laden's mistress.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, she's.
But it's about white women going to Africa and like having sex?
It was about a
did you get
sermon
there?
that was taught when.
How'd you get there?
That's what I thought she said. White
She's
women.
referencing a sermon that was given by a white missionary who was talking about how white women are the chaste part of the Bible and black women are the sexy part of the Bible that needs to be kind of like
Wow.
avoided. And so
true.
that inspires us. Yeah. And so like sort of that purity and like goodness comes from like that whiteness. So it was just sort of like getting into that because like her big focus was on like the amount of skin bleaching and sort of the colonial mindset that kind of took over when that stuff started happening. It was wild. The book was wild because you can listen to it because it's one of those ones where Moni was like, "This is weird."
was she still ride or die for Osama?
No, she did not like him. He actually kidnapped her.
Oh, she was a
when
slave.
you read her book, the book was the Diary of a Lost Girl, where she talks about Osama bin Laden.
I can't follow
And
him anymore.
basically, she was like having.
That's where you draw the line.
She was like on a date with like a African soccer player, and like Osama came in and like dragged him out, beat him up, and like just kind of was like, "You coming with me now?" And she
Oh, wow.
ran off, but
I
he'd
hate
been
when that
stalking her
happens.
and knew where she lived, and just kidnapped her and took her.
Oh, my
and
gosh.
She had to live with him for a couple months until he was like done with her.
This guy is
I mean,
bad.
that's how
The
my
worst.
that's how my
He was a
grandparents
bad-
met.
I'm gonna say Osama bin Laden was a bad
Thank
guy.
you. Here's the thing. Like, I
Whoa.
thought Osama was kind of like
Kind of cool. You know what I'm saying?
against drinking and driving.
Hey.
That's what the thing that we knew about him.
Nope.
He didn't drink it. He hated alcohol.
That's the one thing I did know.
He would stop his friends from drinking and driving. Be like, "Hey, give me the keys.
Right. Come on.
I don't want
Because
anybody
Muslims
getting hurt."
famously
Like
don't
this.
like alcohol.
Yeah, exactly. And he was real
Because
big
he was
on that.
Mr. Muslim.
Like he would get in fights outside the
Not
bar. Like,
Mr.
I love you. I don't want anybody to get hurt.
Yeah.
I would hate if anybody got hurt.
Yeah.
And
And he was
I
out
don't want
raping.
any senseless deaths
If
out
you
here.
can believe it, he was raping bitches.
He was what?
He raped her.
come
like,
again?
yeah, he was raping bitches. He raped her.
Bitches.
If you can believe it, like if you
You
blow
can
up a
bleep that
tower,
out on
you
here.
probably
You
raped
say
it.
bitches on your
Can we
podcast?
come
Yeah,
out?
I mean, you can say whatever you
No,
want.
you said no. I just didn't
I'm
know he was
nervous.
doing that
I'm
too.
chapstick.
Like, can you make a public
say more
statement that we're
fries.
against Osama now?
Yeah, I
That
gotta
now
say,
that all
Harder
this stuff is
Brunch.
coming out.
Like an AP
We go on the
press
record as
release.
saying Osama was a bad
Officially.
guy. He
Let's
was a
do it.
bad dude.
Officially.
I'm on it.
Can you drop a
Official
beat for
statement.
me, Casey? I don't know how to get out of this. Can we punch through the fourth wall and make a hole that we can all crawl out of?
Man,
Oh, my
thank
word.
you. Oh
Wowzers.
my God.
Ladies,
This was
you
so
have
much
been
fun.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Tell everybody once again, where can people find the podcast? Follow you on social media.
Thank you for asking. You guys can follow us on IG at the F.A.B Podcast, actually across all social media. Holler at us. Our link tree's on there, so check us out. You guys like, more shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
We got hurricane. It's hurricane now, guys.
got those
I'm a
too.
little bit drunk. But yeah, come check us out, you guys.
Daddy's Jay.
Oh,
Yes.
you guys could follow me at Osama bin Laden was a bad guy.
Wow.
And I have the proof.
Yes.
I got the
The
proof.
receipt.
Or at F.A.B on Instagram and Twitter.
Casey Campbell.
You can find me as always outside your local bar, rolling up a cigarette.
Let's go.
You can also find me on Instagram as Danger Brewer.
Danger Brewer. At Dak Michaels across all social media. Check out our Patreon, patreon.com/Harder Brunch. We do a fun comedy show every week. It's only $3. You're missing out if you're not subscribing, so smash that subscribe button.
Dwight Simmons is going to be on.
And we're going to be talking to Dwight Simmons and possibly the ghost of Osama bin Laden. So check that out, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.